Well, welcome back to my Let's Play of. Seriously? I don't know. It just had a... It just had a hang... oh dear, just standing there for one moment and then it cut off. Oh god. Oh, whatever, I'm back in this area now. And, yes, I do take a shortcut. But the problem is that there's a specific way you're supposed to do it. And whenever I keep getting it wrong and killing it, basically, so the giant aerial satellite on the roof there. Now, the reason that I've taken a shortcut is, well, firstly, there is a shortcut that will make the level a little bit easier to navigate and cut a bit of time. Also, there's no downside to doing it. You're still not locking yourself off secret, and also the way to go is so it's quite hard to do because of there's all sorts of reasons why I took it. But I don't normally take shortcuts, and this is not a great shortcut. It just gets you to an area slightly quicker than the other, and it avoids some of the hassle. So, with Tomb Raider 3 being as hard as it is, I like to. I'm not saying I don't like the challenge. I'm saying that. Well, what am I saying? Quite frankly, I'm saying that I like the idea of the shortcut because, with that puzzle being quite hard to do, I think it's great as an easier option. And if you weren't, I suppose you weren't supposed to discover it, core design left in by accident, but knowing that there is a shortcut definitely helps matters, because otherwise I'd spend probably a lot longer on this level. So yeah, this level is split into 3 parts. If I wasn't so stupid, I could probably do this level in less than an hour and a half, just one part. But it's the way I've split things up to edit them. I find I can get the editing done faster when I'm not editing a great hulk of the video, so that's why I split them off before I finish editing them. So some parts might be shorter than they should be as a result of this. But nah, this Let's Play is going to have a lot of parts anyway. It won't be saving much to have 1 part per episode. But that would be pretty much impossible anyway. There would be at least 2 parts in any case. So there's Tomb Raider 3, so there probably still will be 3 parts in some levels. I don't like to have more than 3 parts per level because they're huge levels, but it could happen. It could happen. It could quite easily happen, quite frankly. So we need the security pass thing, and yeah, so this is the way of the shortcut really. It allows you quick access to get the thing you need, and that allows you to use it and then shut the propeller off. And I don't know why I've just said that, obviously, because that's later on in the level, but not much later on. Honestly, if you're, or frankly, you know, whatever, if you're watching this, you should know the game anyway. So I'm not revealing anything new, but if I am, well, you'd probably get spoilers wherever you go in some way, to be honest. So that doesn't concern me. That doesn't concern me at all. Oh, you see, I could have done that without losing a lot of health. I just threw us down there, kills. But for me, there was some confusion when I was reading about the shortcut, because I missed the part where you're supposed to actually discover that. Oh, fuck. The bit I read was just, oh, you're already supposed to have it, are you? So I found the part of the shortcut with the keyhole without having the item, and I was a bit confused naturally because I didn't know how you're supposed to get the item in the first place. So but it's all trial and error, and that's how you find it. find out. Right. The yellow security pass was what it was. And that shuts off that door. Now that just makes things a whole lot easier for us to have done this, and anyway, we've got this is a very short part for this level, only about 17 minutes long, 6 of which were already done, so we've got about 11 minutes of commentary left to do at this point. I've got a different sound effect here as well, I just realised. It's more of an outside sound effect, the heartbeat sound track is not there anymore. For some reason. This is quite a nice atmospheric soundtrack anyway. I hadn't actually noticed the Area 51 soundtrack. I mean, it's not Area 51. The House Security Company soundtrack actually changed that much. When I first played it, I wouldn't have noticed that sort of thing to the degree I've noticed it now. Because I'm stupid. Anyway, secret, stupid. There isn't many secret. There isn't many secrets in high security compound. In fact, I only believe there's 2. We've got one of them. That was much earlier on the level. What I found is there was still a current in this water. Even when you shut the fan off, there's currents coming from those grates. And I believe I did die on the first attempt. So I just got pulled in and she died. But I lost the recording, so for whatever reason the capture card is a bit dodgy. But that's because the computer is a bit dodgy. If it was a slightly better computer, it doesn't have to be a lot better, it would be able to run the capture card every time I put it in. Half the time when I put it in, it just resets the computer and then it has to restart to get the capture card to actually work. There have been occasions where I've preempted it by restarting before I put the capture card in the thing, like the computer right here. And then when I put it in, then when I put the capture card in, after I started, it restarts again, so it does more damage than good, really. So there's a laser at the top of here. If I wasn't so slow, she could have been saved. Alright, I've killed it. Right. I've just saved the game. There was a save game crystal there. If you try to go down there without shutting the door, probably you'll be sucked into your death. So, I'm sure some would be skilled enough to just to avoid that, but I'm sure some would be skilled enough to actually just cheat the game and escape that. I mean, nature that would be much harder. I wouldn't even recommend that for experienced players, really. It wouldn't be very fun, put it that way. This game is challenging enough anyway, without you having to make it harder than it actually is. Wait, I've died again. I've left it in. I hope you appreciate that I've left it in. I could have got rid of it because it wouldn't have saved much anyway. There was no point in getting rid of death scenes, but I could have done the commentary, the video a bit shorter and less to commentate on, therefore get it done quicker, but it would save about 15 seconds of that, so it wouldn't make a difference that is worth making, basically. So I'd rather make the level as entertaining as possible where I can do anyway. Oh. Oh my god, I've died again. So there we go, quite frankly. I mean, it's quite a challenge to get past that laser. Why they have one in the water, I don't know. I'm sure actual high security compounds wouldn't have the laser in the water. But this is the James Bond aesthetic, I guess. Now we've got the Heartbeat soundtrack that's come back. You see, it took me a while to notice that as well. And so, this, what was I actually saying? I said they shouldn't have lasers on water. BQ, I believe that is. You see, the guide had me all confused because it was all bay this, bay that, bay the other. These bays are the security areas. Each one of them is a different place, the last one, so to speak. But it's all interconnected. It's all the same level. It's all the same kind of thing. And so here we are swimming to further enhance our progress. I wish I was a bit better at this game, to BH. I mean, TBH, to be honest, because honestly it can be a bit tedious when you don't know what you're doing and stuff like that. But as I said, this Let's Play is technically blind. It's not officially a blind Let's Play, but it is blind. I really do not have much clue, but I do look up the secrets, and I do look up when I get stuck, so technically it's both blind and not blind at the same time. Now we've reached this area here is actually somewhat near the end of the level. At this point I'm actually going to get my guns, some of them anyway, so Lara can defend herself again. Oh. Anyway. Yeah, there's a switch there. I do like the double noises in Tomb Raider 3. I wish, in a way, that the double noises in Tomb Raider 4 are so much better than the double noises in Tomb Raider 3. That's got to be said. But what I tend to miss about Tomb Raider 3 is the sort of variety of locations, more than just one single level, I guess. I don't play it very often. That's not going to change anytime soon, because it's a tough game to do. So, and I don't know there'll be anything to gain just playing for no reason without recording it. So yes, so it will be a while before I play it again in those terms. But possibly I will be. You see, I've got a TRLE that has the home level of Tomb Raider 3 on it, so I often do practice the quad bike track, for instance. That doesn't really count. That doesn't really count. I think it's pretty cool they've got the home level on it, because that TRLE was made using software for Tomb Raider 4, and somehow they've got it like Tomb Raider 3. I don't know how they managed to do that. Don't ask me, frankly, but that said, the software comes probably with editing packages for the first 5 Tomb Raiders, so that would be why, frankly. Yep. I don't so much play the Tomb Raider level of those. I really just got sick of how convoluted they try and make something. I think they're being clever, but since there is very little to no guides, when you have no idea what you're doing, this level that some random person has created. There was one of them I nearly got it finished, and it was quite a big one. But it's a few years since I last bothered with it, in all honesty. But no matter how good a level you can make, it can never have the same atmosphere as these games. especially since you can build levels, but you can't have proper full motion video sequences, and if you could, you'd have to create them yourself, and that would be very expensive to do. So nobody's pretty much going to do it. There are cutscenes. You can't have cutscenes. You can't have full motion video cutscenes like the games do. But even then, the cutscenes that I've seen in the King Arthur's Tomb, for instance, well, they're absolutely atrocious, and the voices that they put on the characters are just awful, really. Just absolutely abysmal. We've got the whole of the Tomb Raider 3 soundtrack. This is the track that plays when you leave the opening menu on before you start the game. It's quite a nice track. I wish in a way that I'd got into the business of making tracks like this. Too late now. Well, it's never too late, but I always take the view that it is in a way, because I'm a bit strange like that. Oh my god. Yep. And since the Desert Eagle is a really great weapon, it really just sort guys out very quickly. And of course it reappears in Chronicles. A couple of laser sight, of course. And the one that reappears in Chronicles is the same texture as the Tomb Raider 3 one as well, and it's so obvious that they've done that. And given that Chronicles is a different engine, it doesn't really correlate that well in terms of the way it looks, but they've just repasted the same. But okay, right. Footage. No. I don't know how I managed to do this, but I've already recorded this video and the commentary. Problem is, I accidentally cut the end of the level out, so I've had to re-edit the video and re-put the commentary in. This time with the end of the level in it, which caused the high security compound. I thought 17 minutes was a bit suspiciously short, and it was, because it didn't show the ending of the level. And then the next video has just got the start of Area 51, so it wouldn't have made sense to leave it like that, so I've got to re-record it. I'm going to have to convert it. I've left the original video in place, but this version's 10 minutes longer, and it has the end of the level, so it's the complete second part of High Security Compound. And even so, it took me less than an hour overall to do this level, so we can be proud. Oh god. And when you got your guns, of course, the prisoners aren't as useful as they used to be. The only gun we've got is the Desert Eagle, which is the only gun you need, really. It's of the ordinary guns, it's by far the best. So there you go. I discovered an interesting glitch. You can actually walk through these windows and they disappear. You actually go through them. Oh, I don't know how I discovered that. That's pretty cool. Then when you try to get back out of them, you can't get back out because they appear again. I don't know what the purpose of that was, or whether it was there on purpose or what. I don't think it would have been. So yeah, you don't really need to go back there anyway. You've already got your guns. And now there's green lasers, so if you go through there, you'll create a big machine gun and we'll kill it. So yeah, there's that. So I was mortified when I made the discovery that I hadn't got the end of the level on, because of course I'm much further on with the Let's Play now, and I could have easily overlooked that and uploaded the video without the end of the video on it. Oh my god, Just cut me missing one out and just got nothing. That's good. I like that. Now I've got the Tomb Raider 3 theme music. With the full theme music. This will make the level a bit more enjoyable, I guess. It booms out. But yes, I was mortified myself. I was just thinking, I'm not worried that maybe I lost the end of the footage. Maybe I have to replay the level, but thankfully, maybe the original footage does have the end of the level out. I just flinging edited the finish of the level out like some sort of moron. But it's back now. Finally, we'll finish the high security compound. And I'll go back to the level I'm currently on, which is let's get. So yeah, it's level 14. Now I'm going to go back to what would have been level. Hold on a minute. Level 6? Yeah, level 6. Yeah, because Area 51 won't be level 7 because I chose Lara first. And there's 3 levels. So. And that hook thing is just. That's recycled over from Tomb Raider 2. They made a different noise in Tomb Raider 2 to the noise they make in Tomb Raider 3. Nevertheless, it was first introduced in Tomb Raider 2, and oh my god, pointing in the wrong direction. You gotta be careful when you get to this section. There is lasers, and they do eat away at Lara's health. Barely see them, and that's the problem. So, also, here you go. Save game crystal, and you might need that, especially like me if you just. It's the only one she's got. Right, that's fantastic. Oh dear. But yeah, he drops something. You might want to pick it up. It's up to you, but if you don't pick it up, you probably won't be able to finish the level. Oh dear. That was rather cheesy, right? But I do like how you, all these cards and all these obscure looking. There's a lot of items to get in this level. I think, in terms of the security classes and things, I security command might be one of the most item-filled levels in Tomb Raider history. Whether it is or not, I'm not sure. But I think it could well be. Now we're at Bay X. Definitely the final area. Ooh, I can't believe for the life of me that I cut the ending of the level out of the video and then processed it. I should have noticed what I'd done before I'd done that, but never mind, I didn't. So, because I'm stupid. So this extra commentary is only 10 minutes long as well, because obviously I was able to recover the original commentary, which covered the first 17 minutes of the video, so that meant I only had to commentate over the last extra 10 minutes, which shows me finishing the level. All this has done is delay the uploading process slightly, because I've already uploaded the first part of this level, part 12, then there was nothing wrong with that, so I was able to upload that last night actually, and it was uploaded when I woke up. No, I didn't upload it overnight, I already uploaded it last night. Often I do upload overnight, but I couldn't do that because part 13 wasn't processed properly. So that's fantastic. You're basically at the end of the level now. A lot of boxes. And you got a heartbeat soundtrack back. Oh, I do love the heartbeat soundtrack. So much so that 7 years ago I put it on one of the videos as a soundtrack. Completely insane, but there you go. Right. Yeah, this is the infamous end of the cutscene. She doesn't talk to anyone, so I'm going to keep rambling on until the end. Yeah, she sneaks in a truck. You'll never guess where this truck is actually headed for. Well, of course, head for Area 51. So she's a stowaway. This is the only time we ever see Lara eat a drink. She drinks kind of cola. And I'm delighted to have discovered this issue, because there have been a few issues in this playthrough where big chunks of the level have been cut off for whatever reason. I was aware of the one in Malibu Gorge. There's only 2 secrets in this level, I got them both. Obviously, because I'm going through all secrets. It said it took 49 minutes, in reality it took 58 minutes, which is still not too bad. I guess you could do the level a bit quicker than I did, as usual.